Welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Folks, it's hard to believe we are almost in the backstretch for the 2014-15 athletics season. The month of April is upon us. This is the final week of play for all the spring athletic teams in March of 2015, and that means that there's really less than a month left in terms of the regular season for all of the sports teams on the spring schedule here at Lincoln Memorial University. Lady Railsplitter lacrosse coach Caitlin Carossi is our first guest tonight, and she'll be joining us momentarily, and we'll be joined a little bit later on by Lincoln Memorial University Railsplitter golf coach Travis Muncie, and we'll talk with him about the two golf teams' experience here thus far in the regular season and what they've got yet to come, as well as with Coach Carossi. And we'll update you on how all LMU athletic teams have done in the recent week and what's ahead in the week to come, and that's all coming up a little bit later on here on the show. Want to remind you to keep up to date on all that's going on with Lincoln Memorial University Athletics. Pull up the LMU Athletics website, www.lmurailsplitters.com. You'll find all the latest scores, facts, statistics, and much more. That's the LMU Athletics website. We're back after this on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Join the Vive Broadband TV revolution. Vive gives you the freedom to choose with loads of new channels like Up TV, The Hub, The Blaze, and Cubo. Vive's Watch TV Everywhere feature gives you the freedom to watch participating channels just about anywhere, anytime, on any device. And Vive Broadband Speed gives you the freedom to power internet TV services like Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast. Join the TV revolution at vivebroadband.com.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. I'm joined in studio now by Caitlin Carossi, head coach of the Lincoln Memorial University women's lacrosse program. And while they've had several matches already this season, the one that we're most proud of, obviously, is their most recent, and that was a win over Pikeville. It's the first win in program history. It was an 8-5 margin of victory. And Coach, I'm not the first to congratulate you, but let me congratulate you on TV.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Let's talk about the season before we go into that particular win. Obviously, it's been a rough start for you this year, and that's to be expected with a new program and players that have never played together before collegiately or in any real competitive atmosphere. I mean, you've recruited all over, and Coach Kuhn has helped you with that process. But what has the start of the 2015 season been like for you? I mean, obviously, it's I would say probably it's been frustrating for you, but it's something you have to go through.
I don't think frustrating would be the word for it. It's it's been exciting. There's been, regardless of the scores of the game or how they've been going, each game we've gotten better, improved on our stats each game. So it's become we're making history as every game goes on, regardless if we win or lose.
We're watching some footage from the past week against U Pike. This team is small in terms of the overall numbers that you have out there for the first year of collegiate lacrosse, but in terms of what they're doing as, I would call it a cornerstone in a program that we hope to be a national competitor, maybe not 10, 15 years from now, maybe less than that, but I would say 10 to 15 years from now.
Yeah, but it's a process. As you can see by the other sports programs here at LMU, it takes hard work and, just to get through these first couple years of breaking through, getting more wins as the years go on, and then, becoming, at a higher level.
You played the game competitively, both on the prep level, maybe the club level, and on the collegiate level. I look at players as some of them are just natural competitors, and I don't think that it's even possible for you to be a coach unless you're a competitor.
Yes, I'm sometimes a little bit too competitive, but you got to reel it in, and I'm also very realistic as well. And you have to be realistic with the team this year, because we are new. There's so many new players, but there are players that do have experience playing, so we have to kind of balance that out.
Yeah, as a coach, though, is there any such thing as being too competitive?
I don't know. I guess so. I don't know. It's not kind of in my nature to not be competitive, so I don't know.
Well, I would think, Pat Summitt said it one time, and I'm sure I'll mess up the quote. She was a former coach for the Lady Volunteer basketball team, that how can you ever be number one if you don't first strive to be number one? And I agree with that. And in order to be the top-ranked team in the country, or to be among the top-ranked teams in the country, you've got to be a competitor. And I see short numbers on this team, but I see a competitive fire in their play, in the effort that they give. And it's hard to, as the term goes, lace them up every day, go out there and play when you're enduring a season that, let's call this growing pains.
Yeah, and that's something that my sister and I are very proud of the girls for, is just every game they come out with, they're excited. Their effort has never been an issue. It's always, they're coming out to try and play lacrosse. They get another day to play lacrosse, and that's how we kind of tell them that they need to look at it that way.
Well, you've still got a lot of season left, but let's go back to this past week. And you started off, I think, the week with a loss to Queens. That was a tough one. It was a conference matchup, and again, we're in the growing pain stage, but you came back home and you not only captured your first win, you captured your first win at home in front of the home crowd, and I'm pretty proud of the fact that our crew got down there to document some of that.
Yeah, it was exciting. Queens is a very good program. They're 14th in the nation at the time, so they're a storied program. They've been around for, I think, about 11 or 12 years, so eventually, hopefully, we'd be able to get to their point. But it was great. They had a great week of practice leading up after that loss to Pikeville, and the girls came out ready to play.
Let's go. I don't know if we can go back to some of that footage again. You and I were talking before we went on the air today, and about one of the individuals on the team, and I noticed her out there on the field. I don't know any of the players really at this point, but extremely mobile, and I think she's probably your leading scorer right now.
Yes, that's Breasia James. She's definitely our leading scorer. She's all over the field. Her speed and change of direction from offense to defense has been really key for us, and she's made some really great moves to cage.
And of course, you're seeing the footage from the lacrosse field out next to what is known as the Harrogate City Park here. And I know there's some plans right now to maybe restructure some things, to possibly move the field and so on and so forth. And with those plans, I know that there's plans for dressing rooms and press facilities and maybe grandstands and so forth. Obviously, if you're able to implement those type things this early in the program, it's got to make things at least a little more appealing to the prospective student athlete when you go out there from a recruiting standpoint.
Oh, definitely. Being able to show, every little step of the process of, just even getting our scoreboard and when the press box was built, and then hopefully when our locker rooms are built, we'll be able to, that'll be a great recruiting tool for us, because some schools don't have the facilities that we have here at LMU, and I guarantee that they'll be one of the nicest on campus, so we're excited.
I'm sure I asked you this the last time you were on the air, but now having gone through part of the season, I want to ask you again, what are some of the toughest things that you've had to endure as a first-year head coach with a first-year program throughout this part of the season and up to this point?
It's just, I don't know if it's necessarily I had to endure, but it's just, there's the ups and downs of the program. It's a first-year program with new players and, low numbers, just trying to work through it, preventing injuries and things like that. So we just have to always be on top of our game, and I think so far we've done a pretty good job with that.
There are coaches who really thrive on coming into a program and trying to build it from the ground up. For you, this is your first, let's call it a gig as a head coach. It's tough in and of itself in that regard, but it takes a special kind of person to come in and build that program from the ground up. You have to have vision.
Yep, you have to have vision and motivation, because it's a lot of work, and it's I've luckily came from the past two programs I was an assistant coach at. They were newer programs, so I had some experience there, which definitely has helped me so much.
All right, let's talk about the remainder of the schedule. You've still got a lot of matches to play, games. I don't know whether the lacrosse calls them games or matches right now. But,
games.
All right, well, it's games. We call them softball games around here, but I've heard them called matches as well, too, on the softball level. So let's talk about the remaining games you have left on the 2015 spring schedule. You've still got some conference matchups. You've got some non-conference matchups. Tell us about that and what this team's got to do and able to hopefully go out and sneak out a couple of more wins.
They just need to come out every game, ready to play, because you never know what you're going to get from a team. Hopefully we can surprise some teams and, show them what we're made of, because like I said, we've improved every game, and so, towards the end of the season is when you're really peaking with that. So we're hoping that, we'll come out with a few more wins.
You've got Newberry at 2 p.m. on the 28th. That's going to be on the road. Then you'll return home to play UVA Wise. I believe that would probably be considered a regional matchup. Mm-hmm. What's the preparation going to be like over the next couple of days for these two games?
Just getting in the film room and then coming out to practice. A lot of teams have seen what we can do, so now we need to change up some things and hopefully, be prepared for Saturday and then for UVA Wise.
I don't know if it's because Coach Crossey's on the camera right now, or if she just doesn't know me well enough, or if she's just like that, but I've been trying to pull some excitement out of her since before we got on the show today, and I'm starting to believe she's just not that kind of person. But Coach, congratulations again. Congratulations on a great win, and best of luck in the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right. Coach Caitlin Carossi of the Lincoln Memorial University Women's Lacrosse Program. We'll take this time out, and we'll be back on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
We have a big problem, and we need your help.
It's happening on college campuses, at bars, at parties, even in high schools.
It's happening to our sisters and our daughters,
our wives and our friends.
It's called sexual assault, and it has to stop.
We have to stop it. So listen up.
If she doesn't consent, or if she can't consent, it's rape, it's assault.
It's a crime. It's wrong.
If I saw it happening, I was taught you have to do something about it.
If I saw it happening, I speak up.
If I saw it happening, I'd never blame her. I'd help her.
Because I don't want to be a part of the problem.
I want to be a part of the solution.
We need all of you to be part of the solution. This is about respect. It's about responsibility.
It's up to all of us to put an end to sexual assault. And that starts with you.
Because one is too many.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile! Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
Scratches on that black truck, you might as well. Hello, we're welcome back. We're talking about vehicles here. Coach just bought a new pickup truck. I've got one, so we're talking about that. Nobody cued us that we were coming back from camera, from commercial break. Travis Muncy, head coach of the Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's golf teams, joins us now in studio. And for those of you who have made it through Snowmageddon, well, then you know that it was quite tedious here in the tri-state area especially, and nobody knows that better than Coach Muncy. And he and his golf teams were kind of hindered from getting out on their practice facility and working out preseason, and had to pretty much rely on the road to get work in on the course.
Yeah, it's been probably one of the worst springs that seasons since I've been coaching. Even with our indoor facilities, it didn't make it easy. During, I guess, the 18 inches of snow, we tried to open the doors a few times to hit balls out, and when you open up and try to hit a white golf ball into a white background, it's sort of hard to see.
You know, you hear tell of people having nighttime tournaments with glow-in-the-dark balls and so forth. I would think that, you know, it would be, if you're trying to hit even if it was a bright orange ball out of snow, it'd be like hitting out of a sand trap all the time.
Yeah. We thought about buying orange ones next year, so at least we could see them coming out the building.
That would be an interesting, if you had just a dusting of snow, it might be an interesting little competition to get out there and see who could chip one the farthest out of snow.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get serious now, Coach. I know that while you've got a season going on, there's a lot of folks that come in and out of campus on a daily basis on the parkway right there below the medical building, the DCOM, if you will, that have thought, well, okay, have they moved the driving range facility? I mean, the house is no longer there.
The trailer is gone.
Yeah, the trailer is gone. There's some construction work going on there right now, and we're told that you're having a new golf building.
We're building a new field house right there, and we're very lucky to get the facilities that we're having. It's going to house our. It's going to have a golf shop, which we'll sell balls to the public through. We're hoping in the next 2 months to be completed with that. It's going to have the locker rooms for all the players, and it's going to have a simulator room for the players. And it's just going to be a really nice facility. It's also going to house our PGM program that we have on campus, run through the business department. It's going to have a classroom in there and a couple labs for that. So it's going to be a multi-use facility for education and for athletics.
Now, if you've been coming in and off campus, there is construction going on there. I know we've had some footage of that. I don't know if we have that available today. We don't have it available, okay. Well, we did, I know that. But yeah, you'll see the excavator down there. They're building that area up and so forth. But I know, for a long time there's been talk, well, they're going to add some more holes. Well, we talked about building a golf course and all that in the past. I don't think that's in the plans right now.
Right now it's not. I mean, it's been a primary focus to get this new facility up and going with the pro shop and everything and the classrooms and all that. I think that's been our #1 priority right now. The facilities there are great. I mean, we have the putting green, the wedge range, and the practice hole. So, I mean, for a golf facility-wise, there's some footage of it.
Yeah, that's older footage right there. I don't know if that's...
No, it was yesterday.
Is this yesterday?
Yes, yesterday.
Okay. Well, this isn't the construction footage, but that's okay. They're hitting there and they're practicing. Now, I know that both squads have had some season outings despite the Snowmageddon that we had back in mid-February, but that did kind of set you back just a little bit in terms of getting this team competition ready and let's say tournament ready for the 15 schedule.
It's been really tough. I mean, we've sort of had to play on the road and to get ready somewhere else. We go down to the spring kickoff. We finish second down there. It's probably been a week or longer before we hit balls. I mean, played outside. And then we come back from it and we play at Tusculum, and we go 18 days without being outside playing golf. And we go up there and play fairly well. I mean, it's just hard to get into a rhythm. I mean, it's being an outdoor sport this year it's been brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine what it's been like for you when you only play, let's say at the most 1 match per week. For baseball, softball, they've been moving matches around, tennis, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, this is the first year that I've ever had to cancel. We had 2 tournaments canceled this year because of weather. Salisbury for the men and Converse for the women. Just snowed out.
So you know when they cancel the match, I mean, obviously the weather conditions are just brutal because I've seen a lot of student athletes playing in a drizzle rain from time to time. As long as the grips on the club don't get super wet, I mean, you could probably swing the club and hit the ball. But you got snow, you got all conditions, heavy rain, so forth. It can just flat out cancel things.
Oh yeah, I mean when the ground's covered with snow, there's just no way to play. I mean there's just nothing you can do. I mean we can play in a downpour, but you know when there's snow on the ground, there's just nothing you can do with that.
Well, let's talk about the past week. You went to the Trevecca Nazarene University Invitational, finished second with the men. The women's golf team went to the Wingate Intercollegiate, placed 8th. Talk about those 2 tournaments and what we did well and not so well that we've got to work on.
Well, let's start with the women. You know, it's still, even though we're out of the snowmageddon, as you call it, you know, it's been raining every day. You know, we'll get about 1 to 2 days of practice once we get back from event to really get some practice in. So, I mean, we're just now getting into a good rhythm. And with the girls, they, you know, had a little extra time between events where the guys had played maybe an extra one in between there. We've been somewhere and was able to get in a little better rhythm. We were just a little rusty with the girls. You know, some played well, some didn't play as well. You know, the short game, your putting, your chipping, you know, just your short game is probably what suffers the most by not getting out there on a daily basis, you know, honing those skills. The guys played well. We shot 3 under the first day, shot 293 the second. We thought we had it won, but Tennessee Wesleyan set a school record of 13 under in 1 day to come back and beat us. So, you know, it's one of those Hail Mary throws that landed. So, I mean, you know, you can't really complain there, shake their hand and say good playing.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens from time to time.
There's nothing you can do about that. So the guys, right now we're ranked 10 in the region, and I think we're just now starting to peak. We got the River Rumble this weekend. Got a really good field. Got teams from all over the country, Kansas to New York, Michigan. I think a lot of the other people are suffering the same as we are coming down to play. It's a great golf course there in Loudon, Tennessee National, so we're looking forward to a good event this weekend.
Now, when I looked on the schedule, unless I looked at it incorrectly, I thought you had Tusculum in match play at Holston Hills Country Club.
We do tomorrow. Saturday, we'll play Tusculum. It's more of a fun event. It's not really listed on GolfStat. It's a little fun event we do with Tusculum. It's men and women. It's a 2-person team, 1 man, 1 girl, playing true alternate shot. So it gets a little different out there. You either really friendly with one another, or they might beat each other's throat for the day's over.
That match play with Tusculum has been something you've kind of adopted over the last few years. It's worked out well for you.
It has been. You know, it's been a battle back and forth, you know, between us. But it's a really fun event for the kids, and it's sort of one of those laid-back events. It's just to go out there and have fun. And you know, even Tusculum is a good rivalry with us, but we have a good relationship with the teams and the coaches there. Me and Coach Dibble get along really well, and you know, it's sort of one of those poking matches where if you win, you get to bring the trophy home for the year, and hopefully we'll retain it again this year. So
we like those cross-state rivals, if you will. For the women, I see the Agnes McAmis Memorial. That's going to be on the 31st, and that's something that I can remember LMU golf teams being involved with for a long time.
Yeah, that's been a normal on our schedule, playing up at Tusculum. And, you know, it's such a close trip and a conference school, and the field's usually pretty solid there. So, and we always play well there, too.
That's at Link Hills Country Club?
Link Hills Country Club.
That's over in Greenville. Well, Coach, I tell you what, it's hard to believe we're in the backstretch of the 15 part of the schedule. You're just looking right around the corner from the SAC championships, and I know you'll have your teams ready. That said, you know, not only are we in the backstretch of the 15 portion of the schedule, we're in the backstretch of the show. We got less than a minute to go. What do these 2 teams have to do very quickly in order to get ready for the upcoming SAC championships?
Get some good weather. That's probably the #1 thing. You know, when we get to good weather, we get some good days of grinding out there and focusing in and getting some good practice days in there. But, you know, as we are, you know, if we stop raining, you know, we can get out there and get some work done.
Well, hopefully Old Man Winter's gone. He's out the door, and maybe Mother Nature's ready to put her sundress on, and hopefully we'll get that weather that you're asking for. Coach, good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Travis Muncie and the LMU golf teams in action this weekend, both together and separately, if you will, up until Monday and so forth. And then, of course, the SAC Championships coming up. We'll take another break, and we'll be back to close things out here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Stay with us.
At Citizens Bank, we're different from everyone else. We've proudly served business communities of Northeast Tennessee since 1912 and have security you can count on. We offer the convenience of internet banking, excellent loan services on various types of loans, cash management, and small business banking at all of our convenient locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, New Tazewell, Bean Station, and Morristown. Visit our website to find out more at citizensbanktn.com. Citizens Bank, no more banking as usual.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
From commercial to residential, from the basement to the attic, Knoxville Drywall can deliver full-service drywall, insulation, and paint contracting. Knoxville Drywall specializes in new and tenant build-outs, drywall repair, drywall grids, metal stud framing, acoustical ceilings, suspended drywall ceilings, and ceiling and wall texturing and painting. Knoxville Drywall also provides wall-blown insulation for existing walls, attic-blown insulation, wall and ceiling batts insulation, and crawlspace insulation. Knoxville Drywall Incorporated, serving Knoxville and the surrounding area for more than 56 years with outstanding quality and competitive pricing.
Whether institutional case good or architectural woodwork, Nolan Products Incorporated of Knoxville has been serving East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Southeast Kentucky since 1958. From concept to finish, Nolan Products custom builds to the highest quality standards to meet your facility specifications while using only the finest materials available. Nolan Products has been serving and meeting the needs and requirements of general contractors and architects in East Tennessee and surrounding area for more than 55 years. Nolan Products Incorporated, 912 Forsyth Street, Northeast, Knoxville.
Welcome back. Again, special thanks to our guests tonight, Caitlin Carossi of the LMU Women's Lacrosse Program and Travis Muncie of the LMU Golf Programs. We got a big week ahead in terms of Lincoln Memorial University athletics. Baseball team in full swing, pardon the pun. They'll take on Brevard in a conference 3-game set. That gets started on the 27th at 2 p.m. Then the doubleheader on the 28th starting at 1 o'clock. They'll take on Tusculum on the road. That'll be over in Greenville on the campus of Tusculum College. And then King returns here to the Lamar Hennett Field for a March 31st, 3 p.m. start. Softball, Newberry and Carson Newman on the schedule this week. Then you move over with the rest of that to men's and women's tennis. They'll take on Mars Hill at home before going over to Greenville to take on Tusculum. Lacrosse teams both home and away this week. They'll be at Mars Hill, then taking on North Greenville at home for men's lacrosse, the women at Newberry, and then hosting UVA Wise. And then the men's and women's golf teams there, as you said, we don't have that River Rumble that he was talking about listed on that. My fault. And then they'll be in match play at Holston Hills Country Club, and then women will take on Tusculum and the rest of the field at the Agnes McCamus Memorial over at Link Hills Country Club. The track and field teams, a lot of people don't know we have track and field. They'll be at the Vanderbilt Black and Gold Invitational this week, and best of luck to Jeremy Donahue and his squads there. That's all the time we have for this week. Until next week, I'm Rusty Peace. Good night, everybody.